Allama Iqbal was born on 9 November 1877 in Sialkot within the Punjab province of British India, now in Pakistan. Allama Iqbal's father name was Sheikh Nur Muhammad and his mother name was Imam Bibi. Iqbal was 4 years old when he was admitted to the mosque to learn the Quran. He learned the Arabic language from his teacher, Said Mir Hassan, the head of the madrasa and professor of Arabic at Scotch Mission College in Sialkot, where he matriculated in 1890. Iqbal married 3 times. His first marriage was held in 1895, when he was 18 years old. His bride was Kareem Bibi, was the daughter of physician Khan Bahadurrata Muhammad Khan. Her sister was the mother of director and music composer Khawaja Khurshid Anwar. Later Iqbal married Sardara Begum, and they became the parents of a son, Javad Iqbal, who was to become a judge. Iqbal's third marriage was with Mukhtar Begum, and it was held in December 1914, shortly after the death of Iqbal's mother the previous November. Iqbal proceeded to Europe for higher studies in 1905 and stayed there for 3 years. He took the honor degree in philosophy and taught Arabic at the Cambridge University in the absence of Professor Arnold from England. In 1907, Iqbal moved to Germany to pursue his doctoral studies, and earned a Doctor of Philosophy degree from the Ludwig Maximilian University of Munich, in 1908. The poetry and philosophy of Maulana Rumi bore the deepest influence on Iqbal's mind. Deeply grounded in religion since childhood, Iqbal began concentrating intensely on the study of Islam, the culture and history of Islamic civilization and its political future, while embracing Rumi as his guide. Iqbal's poetry was translated into many European languages in the early part of the 20th century, when his work was famous. Azura Khudi and Javed Nama were translated into English by R. A. Nicholson and A. J. Arbery, respectively. When Allama Iqbal returned from Europe in 1908, he started his professional career as a professor, lawyer and poet all at once. After his arrival in Lahore, Iqbal joined the Government College, Lahore, as a professor of philosophy and English literature. He was appointed as a part-time professor on a salary of Rs. 500/p per month, along with the permission to practice law. As Iqbal was interested in the national affairs since his youth, and he had got considerable recognition after his return in 1908 from England by Punjabi elite, he was closely associated with Mian Muhammad Shafi. So when the All India Muslim League was expanded to the provincial level, and Mian Mohammed Shafi received a major role to play in the structural organization of Provincial League. Iqbal contested the election for a seat in the Punjab Legislative Assembly from the Muslim district of Lahore, and defeated his opponent by a margin of 3,177 votes. He supported the constitutional proposals presented by Jinnah with the aim of guaranteeing Muslim political rights and influence in a coalition with the Congress. Iqbal came to believe that only Jinnah was a political leader capable of preserving unity and fulfilling the League's objectives of Muslim political empowerment. Building a strong, personal correspondence with Jinnah, Iqbal firmly believed that Jinnah was the only leader capable of drawing Indian Muslims to the League and maintaining party unity before the British and the Congress. I know you are a busy man, but I do hope you won't mind my writing to you often, as you are the only Muslim in India today to whom the community has right to look up for safe guidance through the storm which is coming to northwest India and, perhaps, to the whole of India. Iqbal elucidated to Jinnah his vision of a separate Muslim state in a letter sent on 21 June. A separate Federation of Muslim Provinces, reformed on the lines I have suggested above, is the only course by which we can secure a peaceful India and save Muslims from the domination of non-Muslims. Iqbal's 6 English lectures were published in Lahore in 1930, and then by the Oxford University Press in 1934 in a book titled The Reconstruction of Religious Thought in Islam. The lectures had been delivered at Madras, Hyderabad, and Aligarh. These lectures dwell on the role of Islam as a religion as well as a political and legal philosophy in the modern. Iqbal emphasized that unlike Christianity, Islam came with legal concepts with civic significance, with its religious ideals considered as inseparable from social order. Therefore, the construction of a policy on national lines, if it means a displacement of the Islamic principle of solidarity, is simply unthinkable to a Muslim. Iqbal thus stressed not only the need for the political unity of Muslim communities but the undesirability of blending the Muslim population into a wider society not based on Islamic principles. In 1935, according to his instructions, Said Nazir Niazi initiated and edited the journal, named after the famous poem of Iqbal, Tulu Islam. Niazi also dedicated the first edition of this journal to Iqbal. For a long time, Iqbal wanted a journal to propagate his ideas and the aims and objectives of the All India Muslim League. Iqbal's poetic works are written primarily in Persian, rather than Urdu. Among his 12,000 verses of poetry, about 7,000 verses are in Persian. In 1915, he published his first collection of poetry, the Azure Khudi, Secrets of the Self, in Persian. The poems emphasize the spirit and self from a religious, spiritual perspective. The Zvriyajin, published in 1927, includes the poems Gulshan-e-Razi Jadid, Garden of New Secrets, and Bandaged Nama, Book of Slavery. In his Riyumuyuzai Hints of Selflessness, Iqbal seeks to prove the Islamic way of life is the best code of conduct for a nation's viability. A person must keep his individual characteristics intact, but once this is achieved, he should sacrifice his personal ambitions for the needs of the nation. Iqbal's 1932 work, the Javed-Nama, Book of Javed, is named after and in a manner addressed to his son, who is featured in the poems. It follows the examples of the works of Ibn Arabi and Dantri's The Divine Comedy, through mystical and exaggerated depictions across time. At the end, by addressing his son Javed, he speaks to the young people at large, and provides guidance to the new generation. His love of the Persian language is evident in his works in poetry. He says in one of his poems, Tarzai Guftri Dari Shirin Tarast. Garki Hindi Dar Usabout Shakrast. Translation: even though in sweetness Hindi is sugar, but speech method in Dari, Persian dialect, is sweeter. Bang. Dara. Israr. Khudi. Ramuz. Bikhudi. Maznabi Israr. Khudi. Pa. Mashrik. Zair. Ajjam. Javed Nama. Baal. Jibreel. Mizafir. Zarbi. Kalim. Arman. Hijaz. Mashrik Musliman Ka. Shinhan Main Dantata. Kabi Ihoko Kati Montazir. Tir Ishi Kian Taha. Tu Abi Raguzar Mine High. Atomri Danyak Garaban. Lab Pati Hidu Alban. Mohabat Kajanan. Ajad Ways Ki Dari High. Adi Yad Mujgo. Gulzari Hastolbud. Mumkin High K2 Jisko Sad Jadi High. Mahan Minat Kashi Tabi Shanidan. Saj Kadu Ibrahim Gar 2. Iqbal's Bank, Dara, The Call of the Marching Bell, his first collection of Urdu poetry, was published in 1924. It was written in 3 distinct phases of his life. The poems he wrote up to 1905, the year he left for England, reflect patriotism and the imagery of nature, including the Trana-i-Hind, the Song of India, and Trana-i-Mili, the Song of the Community. In 1935, the Balij Ibril, Wings of Gabriel, is considered by many critics as his finest Urdu poetry, and was inspired by his visit to Spain, where he visited the monuments and legacy of the Kingdom of the Moors. It consists of ghazals, poems, quatrains, epigrams, and carries a strong sense of religious passion. That the covenant which had been given to the desert dwellers is going to be renewed vigorously. The lion who had emerged from the desert and had toppled the Roman Empire is, as I am told by the angels, about to get up again from his slumbers. You, the dwellers of the West, should know that the world of God is not a shop of yours. Your imagined pure gold is about to lose its standard value as fixed by you. Your civilization will commit suicide with its own daggers. For a house built on a fragile bark of wood is not long-lasting. Iqbal also wrote 2 books on the topic of the development of metaphysics in Persia and the reconstruction of religious thought in Islam, and many letters in the English language. In these, he revealed his thoughts regarding Persian ideology and Islamic Sufism, in particular, his beliefs that Islamic Sufism activates the searching soul to a superior perception of life. I would like to offer a few pieces of advice to the young men who are at present studying at Cambridge. I advise you to guard against atheism and materialism. The biggest blunder made by Europe was the separation of church and state. This happened in 1907. After 6 or 7 years, my prophecies came true, word by word. The European War of 1914 was an outcome of the aforesaid mistakes made by the European nations in the separation of the church and the state. Iqbal has been recognized and quoted as poet of the East by academics, institutions and the media. The Vice-Chancellor of Quaid-e-Azam University, Dr. Masoom Yasinzai, described in a seminar addressing a distinguished gathering of educationists and intellectuals that Iqbal is not only a poet of the East, but is a universal poet. Moreover, Iqbal is not restricted to any specific segment of the world community, but he is for the entire humanity. In Iran, he is famous as Iqbal-e-Lahori, Iqbal of Lahore. Iqbal's Azwar-i-Khudi and Bal-i-Jibril are known in Iran, while many scholars in Iran have recognized the importance of Iqbal's poetry in inspiring and sustaining the Iranian Revolution of 1979. In 1970, Iran realized Iqbal. Iqbal's verses appeared on the banners and his poetry was recited at meetings of the intellectuals. Iqbal inspired many intellectuals, including famous names Ali Shriati, Mehdi Bazargan, and Dr. Abdul Karim Sarish. His famous book The Reconstruction of Religious Thought in Islam has been translated by Dr. Mohammad Masoud Nourouzi. Iqbal's views on the Western world were applauded by men including United States Supreme Court Associate Justice William O. Douglas, who said that Iqbal's beliefs had universal appeal. Soviet biographer N. Pianikoy wrote Iqbal is great for his passionate condemnation of weak will and passiveness. In 1933, after returning from a trip to Spain and Afghanistan, Iqbal suffered from a mysterious throat illness. He spent his final years helping Chaudhry Niaz Ali Khan to establish the Darul Islam Trust Institute at Jamalpur Estate near Pathankot, where there were plans to subsidize studies in classical Islam and contemporary social science. He also advocated for an independent Muslim state. Iqbal ceased practicing law in 1934 and was granted a pension by the Nawab of Bhopal. In his final years, he frequently visited the Dargah of famous Sufi Ali Hajwari in Lahore for spiritual guidance. After suffering for months from his illness, Iqbal died in Lahore on April 21, 1938. His tomb is located in Huzuri Bagh, the enclosed garden between the entrance of the Bajri Mosque and the Lahore Fort.